you check the other bathroom?
Yes, I looked everywhere.
Why would she go somewhere without telling us? Oh, her coat's gone.
Oh, great.
Now, look, I don't think she's done anything foolish, but we'd better try and track her down. You go outside and see if you can get sight of her, and I'll check out back.
Terry, what if she...
Ben, she's fine. Now just go out front and check.
I'm ready for the next patient. Where are they?
Just as surprised as you are, but I guess it's got to be a first time for everything. How about a cup of coffee to celebrate our first love?
Oh, that sounds great.
Oh, there's some homemade crullers down underneath. You just reach down there and get them.
Is that what I've been smelling all morning? Oh, Ione, they look great. But as a doctor, I'm obliged to say that we shouldn't eat these things.
Oh.
I'll take two, they're small. Oh. How do you find time to bake with all the other things you do?
Oh, sometime I'm cooking and carrying on and baking, and I don't even realize until I sit down and eat. I guess I go on the remote or something, or automatic pilot. You know, since Carla came back, she's been such a great help to me around the house. Got all this time on my hands.
Oh, it's nice to have your children close to you like that. I'm glad for you.
We have our moments, but it is wonderful. You know, there was a time when Jean was a teenager, and then when Jean and Carla separated, oh, I had serious doubts about the future of our family. But you know, God was gracious and saw us through. Oh, now don't you go giving me that look. You know, you got a little ways to go yet, but your family situation isn't hopeless.
Oh, no, nothing's hopeless.
You want to try that again?
You don't know very much about what happened between me and my family, do you, Ione?
No, and you don't have to tell me about it if it's going to make you feel uncomfortable.
Well, what it all boils down to basically is that I killed my son. I was driving. I was drunk. My two daughters, Stacy and Amber, were in the car as well, but none of the rest of us were hurt. Believe me, many times I wished I had been killed as well.
Oh, but you don't feel like that now.
Well, no, but when I think of what was destroyed along with Kevin's life, well, it doesn't excuse my periods of depression, but maybe it explains them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm afraid my family wishes I'd been killed, too. They still have no use for me. Well, considering the circumstances, I can't blame them.
Oh, they've got to forgive you, Dr. Phillips.
Well, it wasn't just the loss of my son. I think they could have forgiven that, if that was all. But the guilt I carried about Kevin made me drink more, not less. And that compounded with the guilt I felt about destroying thousands of unborn babies in that clinic that I was so successful in. Well, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle my life. I abandoned my family I own. I left them for the bottle and a life free from responsibilities.
Oh, but you're a different man now, Dr. Phillips.
Yes, I am. Thanks to Jeff Cummings about a year ago. But I sure would like the opportunity to show my family what a change my new faith has made in my life. And more than anything, I would like to be reconciled with my wife. The love that I had for Kate, is still very much alive. But what I did to her and my two daughters is maybe worse than what I did to Kevin. I set them on a course of hatred and bitterness that could affect them for the rest of their lives. I understand how they justify it, but unless things change, it will be as if we all died in that crash.
Ben, come on back inside. You're going to catch cold out here.
There was no sign of her out back, huh?
No, not a thing.
She didn't say anything about running to the store, doing an errand, or anything like that, did she?
No, nothing.
I just don't understand this.
Ben, look, I've got to ask you this question, even though I don't want to. Is her suitcase still upstairs? Are all of her clothes still here?
I didn't check.
Maybe you better.
Yeah. Everything's in its place. Nothing's missing.
Ben, you weren't looking at this picture earlier, were you?
No. Poor Laurie. The pain that's bottled up inside her. Listen, I'm gonna run up and get my coat. You go out and warm up the car. She can't have gotten too far.
I know what you're saying, but it almost sounds as if you're not accepting God's forgiveness in all this.
Oh, no, I have, Ione. I've grabbed it and held on to it as if it were a life preserver. That's what it is, isn't it?
Exactly. And I think it's wonderful that you're trying to get your family back together again, and you know God has forgiven you, so you should not feel responsible for any negative attitudes on their part that they won't let go of. And regardless what has happened in the past, you know, they're responsible for any choices that they're making now. And even if they don't believe in God, there's no excuse for a life filled with negatives. It's a sure recipe for unhappiness. Now, when's the last time you've seen your family?
Oh, Kate, not since the divorce. Stacy about a year ago, and Amber, Lord, it's been almost 2 years at least.
Huh.
Oh, she's the tough one. Since that night, she hasn't spoken to me once without expressing her total disgust for me. Both my daughters live here in Kingsley, you know.
No, I didn't know that.
They're very accomplished. Amber is in a managerial position at Modeling Associates. And Stacy is a reporter on the Chronicle.
Where Jean works, I'll have to tell Jean that...
Ione, I'd really prefer it if you didn't. I wouldn't want Stacy to think I was checking up on her or something. I mean, the less people informed about this, the better. Besides, I'm planning to try to speak to both of them soon.
How soon is soon?
When these knots in my stomach decide to untie themselves.
Well, you're praying about it, aren't you?
Oh, of course I am.
Then don't worry about it. As soon as God wants you to move on it, he'll let you know. And he'll probably start by untying those knots.
That would be nice, Ione. You know, every once in a while, I'll think I see one of them coming out of a store or walking ahead of me down the street. And it just knocks the wind out of me. It scares me so much. But of course, it's never them, and I continue. But it just makes me realize how much we have to overcome if we're ever to be a family again.
Well, I will have the fresh garden salad and a glass of club soda. Oh, and instead of the dressing, could you give me a slice of lemon, please? Thank you.
And I'll have the pastrami club on rye with a side order of fries.
No, she will not.
Amber.
Stacy, that is not a sensible lunch. My sister will have exactly the same thing I'm having.
Now, wait a minute.
Don't pay any attention to her. We do this all the time. You can go ahead and place the order now.
No, wait. At least give me the blue cheese dressing.
Well, if she must, she must. So, what do you have planned for this afternoon?
Aren't you going to tell me?
Oh, come on, Stacy. You know I only have your best interest at heart.
Right.
You take care of your body, it will take care of you.
We reporters are expected to abuse our bodies and neglect our nutrition. It's expected of us.
Well, don't forget you're a woman before you're anything else.
We are what we are. But that doesn't mean I have to rule my body with the same masochistic ardor that you do.
Speaking of masochism, what is it about that treadmill where you're working that's so attractive to you?
Please, not today.
Stacy, you're sharper than almost any woman or man I know. All that talent is just being wasted away because you're afraid of competition.
I am not.
Okay. When you go back to the office this afternoon, what kind of a story will you be working on?
That isn't important.
Come on, tell me.
This isn't fair. You've caught me on a bad day.
Stacy.
I'm doing a profile on a woman who's a manicurist in a doggy boutique.
Wonderful.
It's been a slow news week.
What about last week? You did some story on a dentist who dresses up like American presidents or something, and the week before
So
that...
what's wrong with the lighter side of the news? It's practically the only thing people read anymore.
All this from someone who graduated summa cum laude, whose senior thesis won first prize in a national competition
I'm
on...
still the same person.
Well, not for long. This kind of stuff is going to bury you.
Okay, Amber, I hear you. It just so happens I'm happy right where I am. What I do isn't as easy as you think. Not many people can do it. I'm not ashamed of it. I'd like to change the subject, please.
I just hate to see you taking the easy way out. One person per family doing that is enough.
Dad's drinking was not him taking the easy way out. It was the only way he could deal with the pain of Kevin's death.
None of the rest of us resorted to that kind of behavior. I don't understand why you keep defending him, Stacy. He killed our brother. And in case you've forgotten, he was a drunk long before that.
He didn't have our strength. He was a very unhappy man.
So he made the rest of us miserable too, right? He made a choice to live on Skid Row, but he did not have to drag the family name with him.
Kevin's death was an accident.
Drunk driving is no accident.
And I don't excuse Dad's behavior for the last few years. He was wrong, but I am... Please, not now. Not today.
He's lost everything he said he loved. Well, at least he got what he deserved.
He's still our father, Amber.
As far as I'm concerned, any privileges that accident of birth gave him, he's long since thrown away.
You can't just arbitrarily end a family relationship like that.
Look, I didn't do anything. He terminated it.
And what if he wants to come back into our lives someday? What are you going to do then?
Inform him that his contract is non-renewable. Stacy, I don't understand why that upsets you so much. You shouldn't be so surprised. Tell me something. If you're so eager to become Daddy's little girl again, why haven't you made any effort to contact him? Or have you?
No. And you haven't heard a word I've said. I still have a lot of problems with him. There's a lot of anger inside me still because of what he's destroyed. I'm uncomfortable with it, though. I just can't see living the rest of my life feeling like this.
Well, if you ask me, living with the hope of some teary reconciliation is a lot more debilitating. He will only disappoint you again, Stacy. Drunks specialize in disappointing people.
Hello there.
Gil.
So how's the most beautiful woman in Kingsley today?
Well, I don't know. I'll ask her when I see her later. She's one of my clients.
No. All you'll have to do is look in the mirror. And you know what's funny? Suddenly, I don't feel like having lunch with the person I was gonna meet here.
Hilarious.
Oh, Gil, you haven't met my sister. This is Stacy Phillips, Gil Prescott.
Hello.
Hi. So, this must be my lucky day running into you like this.
Mine too. I get to eat lunch alone.
Lori, I've got to get going. Round start in a few minutes.
I can't find my blouse.
We'll look for it later. Just come and say goodbye.
I can't find my blouse. The blouse that goes with this skirt. And I wanted to drop it by the cleaners before I go to the beach.
Lori?
Listen, did you put it somewhere or something? Because I had it right here with the skirt and with your sports jacket.
Bye.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. Where's my kiss?
Oh, so you do know I'm here.
Yeah, I do. Of course, silly. And I will take care of the blouse after you leave.
Now, where have I heard that suggestion before? Bye.
How long do you have?
Unfortunately, not that long.
Oh, okay.
Okay, be sure and call the locksmith, have him change the lock this morning.
I promise.
And don't forget to drop the new key off to me at the hospital.
Scout's honor.
Okay, love you. Or is this the blouse you're looking for?
Yes. Ben, who put it there? Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Listen. That!
What is it?
I don't know, Marianne, but I'm scared. What if it's that person that's been following me?
Lori! Oh, honey, I'm so glad you're here. I have been looking for you for hours.
I'm sorry.
Easy.
I just had to get out of the house.
Yeah, but how did you get here?
I walked.
The next time you want to leave, would you please tell us?
Well, I just kept thinking about things, and they were all from the past, and then I remembered this place. This is our home, Ben. We had happy times here, didn't we?
Yes.
There were other times, too. Bad things began to happen. I can't get the bad thoughts out of my mind.
Just tell them to me. Tell them to me. Tell them to me and let me help you through them.
So anyway, this guy comes up to me, and he thought he was Mr. Cool. You know, I almost gagged. Well, anyway, he comes up and he goes, "Hey, you see this? How'd you like this in your face?"
My sentiments, exactly.
Marianne,
Oh, you remembered my name.
where were you?
Right over there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Silly me, I had my head buried in the work that we are supposed to be going over right now. Never thought to look around the restaurant for you. You know, I even postponed ordering, thinking it might be more polite to wait.
Yeah, well, here, why don't you have a seat, Marianne? And you remember Amber Phillips, don't you?
Nice to see you again. Gil, I really think it'd be better if we got to what we came here for.
Oh, come on, Marianne. Just loosen up for a little bit, okay? Forget about work. Have a seat. Thanks. And, oh, by the way, this is, Sally.
Stacy, Phillips. It seems we have similar problems.
Yeah, it seems that way. Are you in business with your sister?
Oh,
Well, anyway.
no, I'm a reporter for the Chronicle.
The guy comes up and he starts really giving me a hard time. Starts shoving me up against the wall. Now, I don't like to fight.
You know what my brother
But I have
lacks
to.
in depth, he makes up for in length of his one-sided
grab it.
conversations.
Look at me in the eye.
Although I guess you already realize that.
You mess with me, you mess
No
with
comment.
Diamond. The guy must have thought I was
You
joking
know,
around.
he has a way of depriving you of
Couple minutes
privacy
later, he was on
without
the
providing
floor.
you with any company.
You don't have to be afraid anymore. I'm here with you. And I'll help you through it.
One morning,
Hey, honey, it's all right. Just take your time.
I was missing a blouse. And maybe something else, too.
Shoe?
I don't know. But we found it. We found it on the doorknob, outside on the doorknob. And I remember that scared me, and it scares me now just to think about
There's
it.
nothing to be frightened of now.
And Marianne and I were here one night, and the lights went out, and we were scared. And there was someone at the door. And I was afraid that he would hurt me. But it was you. And you were there to protect me. just like you are now. Oh, Ben. Ben, hold me tight. Ben, make my fear go away. I don't understand it.
I love you so much.
Ben, did all these things happen?
Yes. Can you remember anything else?
No. No, I don't want to.
It's okay. Just try and relax. Relax.
Ben, don't ever leave me. Promise me you'll never leave me.
Never.
Honey, I'm so glad you're all right.
Hi, Mom.
We were so worried about you.
I'll tell you the truth. I didn't even think you'd miss me.
Now look me in the eye and tell me you really mean that.
No, I guess not.
Good.
Well, I'm really tired. I think I'll go up and take a nap before dinner.
Well, after that long walk, I'm not surprised. I think you should.
Thanks. Sorry I upset you.
Just as long as you're all right, that's all that matters.
Join us each weekday for more of Another Life.